I grew up in Fayetteville. I've lived here my whole life. My dad started a company back in 1960. King Electric of Fayetteville was a family business. My whole family was involved, my mom, my dad, and all my siblings. And by the time I was about 8 years old, I would go with him. Now, I didn't do much at 8 years old. I'd play with the tools and ride up and down in the lifts and the bucket truck, but I was learning valuable information that I didn't even know that I was learning. And so I worked with my dad. I went to school here in Fayetteville. I went to Fayetteville Technical Institute. I got my electrical engineering degree there. Then I got my licensed, I was a licensed electrical contractor when I was 18, but I couldn't use it until I was 21 years old, but my dad made me go ahead and get it. So I worked hand in hand with my dad ever since I was about 8 years old. And he brought me up and taught me everything that I know to date. My dad was a very, very, very understanding and caring man because he had to go through a lot when it came to me. So I worked at King Electric until I worked underneath my dad, and then I took it over about 1995 where I ran it, and I ran it until 2020 until we sold it to a larger company back in 2020. But I've done a lot in the community. I used to own a football team called the Fayetteville Guard, and I'm not the type of guy that likes to sit back and do nothing. So, and you can only go on so many vacations, and you can only go to the beach so many times, to where when you used to get up at 5 a.m. every morning, you needed something to do. And to get involved here at PWC, this is kind of my background. King Electric, yes, we were an electrical company. The name says King Electric. However, we had a special niche where we hung utilities all over the United States under bridges: water, sewer, gas, fiber optic, lighting, electrical, so forth. And so I would work hand in hand with your big Duke Power and your San Francisco Power, New York Power. And so I kind of know the ins and outs of the utility business. I want to see Fayetteville prosper. And one way to see Fayetteville prosper and become a better place to live, this PWC has a lot to do with it. PWC, I want PWC to become a smooth, hard-working machine. PWC, I didn't even know this, and I dealt with PWC for years, doing contracts with them. And I thought I had a really, really good, I thought I knew everything that PWC did. But there's so much more that they do, and there's so many things that they have to look out for. People don't understand the EPA situations. They don't understand the PFAS situations. Only what people see with PWC is their bill. That's the only thing they see, and they see, why is my bill going up? But there's so much to running a utility company that I didn't know. I didn't know the community outreach that the PWC does. I had no clue on all the things that they did. I really didn't even know that so many people worked at PWC and how many positions there were and how many positions it took to fill. So it really took me by surprise on everything that it had done. When I did my onboarding with PWC, every time that they showed me something else that they did with the community, I was surprised. And I said, you know what, there's a lot that goes on here that doesn't meet the eyes and that the general public has no clue that they do. When you're running a business for as long as I did involved, that was my life. So you got to think from 5 o'clock in the morning until whenever. And then on the weekends, I was getting phone calls all the time. So I really didn't have a chance to give much back to the city of Fayetteville, right? So now I do. With being semi-retired, and it gives me a lot of time to give back and to do the things I've always wanted to do for the city of Fayetteville. City of Fayetteville has given me more than I've given it, so now I have a chance to give it back. I've always said that everything that I'm doing here is for the city of Fayetteville, so I want to see the city of Fayetteville prosper. The only way for the city of Fayetteville to prosper is for PWC to prosper. I want to see that in PWC itself, I want to see to where, because right now we're having a hard time with hiring because so many people are retiring. I want to see us have a bench. I want to hire from within, and I want to see that happen. And I want to see, I would love to see PWC become a regional water electrical utility company. All the commissioners on the board are team players, and all they want to see is PWC to grow and to become the best it can be.